You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. Good evening, I'm Chris Palermo, and here is what's happening. The Nevada Attorney General, Aaron Ford, has filed a lawsuit against President Trump, stating that one of the newly signed executive orders breaks the 14th Amendment.
The Nevada Attorney General's office has filed a lawsuit challenging President Donald Trump's executive order that seeks to block birthright citizenship for children born to parents without legal status in the United States. Attorney General Aaron Ford announced the lawsuit on Tuesday, asserting that the executive order is unconstitutional. Nevada joined 17 other states and Washington, D.C. in opposing the order, which aims to eliminate the recognition of birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants. The executive order issued by Trump asserts that the federal government will no longer grant citizenship to children born on U.S. soil if their parents are not legally present in the country. Ford and other plaintiffs argue that the order undermines the 14th Amendment, which guarantees citizenship to all individuals who are born in the United States.
Within hours of Mr. Trump being sworn in as our 47th president, he violated the Constitution by issuing an executive order purporting to limit what is commonly known as birthright citizenship. Let me offer a brief background on what that is. And that background, unfortunately, begins in the darkest chapter of American history, slavery. We all know that for centuries, enslaved Africans and their descendants were denied basic rights and humanity. This dehumanization culminated in the infamous Dred Scott versus Sanford decision of 1857, where our Supreme Court ruled that black people, whether enslaved or free, could never be citizens of the United States. In fact, our Supreme Court declared that black people had, and I quote, no rights which the white man was bound to respect, unquote. This dreadful decision obviously was rooted in racism and designed to perpetuate oppression. It was the Civil War and the 14th Amendment that ultimately remedied this atrocity. The 14th Amendment's Citizenship Clause declared, and I quote, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Yet, even after the 14th Amendment, the meaning of birthright citizenship was tested. Mr. Trump, in this executive order, purports to address unlawful immigration through our country. And again, Mr. Trump has every right to implement his immigration policies, but he must do so constitutionally. Yet his blatant attack on birthright citizenship directly offends the Constitution. Accordingly, a few hours ago, I sued Mr. Trump in federal court for violating the United States Constitution, as well as the Immigration and Nationality Act and 2 U.S. Supreme Court decisions. If allowed to stand, this executive order would mean that some babies born in Nevada who would have been citizens would no longer enjoy the privileges and benefits of citizenship. Individuals who are stripped of their birthright citizenship lose most basic rights and will live under a threat of deportation.
The Attorney General also stated that it was unclear how long the legal proceedings would take. In addition, the American Civil Liberties Union, otherwise known as ACLU, announced that they will also be filing a lawsuit challenging the president's executive order.
More news now. The nation's capital has been on the go since President Donald J. Trump took office for a second term. And our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the heart of the city with the latest news coming out of Washington.
The first days after the 60th presidential inauguration ceremonies that officially swore in President Donald J. Trump as the 47th president have been marked with an array of incentives that catapult America once again on the international and national arena. The president offered the following recent remarks from Washington, D.C. Let's take a look.
I signed a sweeping slate of executive orders to stop the invasion of our borders. I launched a government-wide effort to defeat inflation and bring down the cost of daily life and bring down the cost of energy, magnificently bring it down. And when energy comes down, Larry, I'd say generally speaking, when energy comes down, everything else comes down. The prices of food and the prices of everything else come down. Energy is that's the big baby. And we declared a national energy emergency to drill, baby, drill.
The president's progress in his first hours back have been deemed as the most productive of any modern-day administration.
We ended destructive DEI mandates across the federal government and returned our country to a merit-based system and a common sense system. As you know, the Supreme Court gave us a decision on merit, where things in this country can be based on merit now instead of a lot of different rules, regulations, and things that really put our country at a big disadvantage. We permanently stopped government censorship and restored free speech.
President Trump aims to realign America as the greatest, most powerful, and most respected nation worldwide.
We renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Sounds so beautiful, the Gulf of America, and returned the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley. They took off the name.
DJT announced his plans to travel to Nevada in the near future, while further details remain unknown as of this newscast.
We're going to take care of Los Angeles. I'm going there. I'm going to North Carolina, which has been abandoned by the Democrats. And I'm going to North Carolina, very importantly, first. I'll be there on Friday. And then I'm going from there to Los Angeles. And then I'm going to Nevada.
January 22nd marks the President and First Lady's 20th wedding anniversary and my birthday. Proudly reporting from Clark County and getting it over that hump to all my people in the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
All right, and wishing you a very happy birthday, Maria, and continuing our presidential coverage. One of the many executive orders that newly inaugurated President Trump signed ordered all DEI hires to be placed on administrative leave. And here is what News 25 knows so far.
The Trump administration has directed all federal employees working in diversity, equity, and inclusion, also known as DEI roles, to be placed on paid administrative leave by Wednesday evening, according to a memo issued Tuesday by the Office of Personnel Management. The memo sent to heads of federal departments and agencies establishes a deadline of 5 p.m. Wednesday for notifying affected employees. It also mandates that the closure of DEI-related offices and programs, along with the removal of corresponding websites and social media accounts. Additionally, federal agencies must submit a written plan by January 31st outlining the process for dismissing employees in these roles. This action follows an executive order signed by President Donald Trump on Monday, which called for an end to what he described as a radical and wasteful DEI programs within the federal government. The order mandates the complete shutdown of DEI offices and initiatives. President Trump campaigned on ending the scourge of DEI from our federal government and returning America to a merit-based society where people are hired based on their skills, not for the color of their skin. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said in a statement Tuesday night, "This is another win for Americans of all races, religions, and creeds. Promises made, promises kept."
More local stories coming up, your weather, and Mikey has your look at sports. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo on this Wednesday. Well, in sports, the Las Vegas Raiders are still on the hunt for a head coach. And here is Mikey with all your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Can the Golden Knights snap a 4-game losing streak? We'll find out Thursday evening as they take on the Blues in St. Louis. New details have been released for WWE World, a 5-day fan experience coming to Las Vegas Convention Center in April in conjunction with WrestleMania 41. WWE World will offer a variety of experiences for wrestling fans, including roundtable discussions with superstars, live podcasts, and the largest superstore in WrestleMania history. Now that Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson went to the Bears, a few names stick out for head coaching the Raiders. Former Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll, former New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh, and former Washington Commanders head coach Ron Rivera. And me, I think I'd make a very great Raiders coach. Pahrump Valley Trojan girls basketball are in action this evening against Sunrise Mountain. JV is in progress, varsity at 6:30 p.m. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Okay, thank you very much, Mikey. Well, look out, Netflix lovers. Netflix Bites Restaurant is coming to Las Vegas next month. News 25 has all the tasty details.
Netflix lovers and food enthusiasts are in for a treat as the streaming service announces the opening of Netflix Bites Las Vegas. Netflix Bites Las Vegas is the latest iteration of a dining concept that gained popularity with a successful pop-up location in Los Angeles in 2023. The restaurant will offer a menu inspired by popular Netflix series, including Stranger Things, Bridgerton, Squid Games, One Piece, Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, The Floor is Lava, and Nailed It. It will also feature culinary creations inspired by shows like Chef's Table and Dinner Time Live with David Chang. The new venue promises a dining experience that combines food with elements of Netflix's most recognizable content, also bringing a new immersive way to engage with the streaming service's hit shows. Netflix Bites Las Vegas will be located inside of the MGM Grand, adding to the resort's extensive list of dining and entertainment options. The restaurant is expected to draw both Netflix fans and foodies, offering an experience that blends television nostalgia and culinary innovation.
All right, we'll have to try that. And Josh from Great Computer Deals gives us our weekly quick tutorial on the pros and cons of free email services compared to paid email services.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today we're talking about free email services versus paid email services. Now I'm sure you have an email account, and in many cases people will have a free one. Google offers Gmail, Yahoo has their Yahoo Mail, Microsoft has Hotmail or Outlook, and they're totally free. It's nice to be able to have a free service, but one thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you get these free services, because it's free, you are just a number to them. You are of no real value because you're not paying for that service. So if anything were to go wrong and you need to talk to an actual human being, there is no number you can call. There is no email address that you can write to. And honestly, I've seen many times where people have their entire business on one single Gmail account, for example, and then when they get locked out of it, they don't have anybody to turn to help, and their entire business is compromised because they're completely locked out and there's zero they can do about it. If that's the case, what I would consider for you guys to do, if you really are desperately in need of your email service and you can't live without it, consider going with a paid email service. I won't list too many specifics, there are tons that are out there, but when you have a free one, you get no service. When you get a paid service, there is always somebody to help if things were to go down because you are paying them a monthly fee. Even if it's $5 a month, they want to continuously get that money coming in, so they're going to be available to you. There's an actual tech support number where you can talk to a human being and get support. So learn from a lot of these folks that have got free email services, have lost their password or got changed on them, and they had no options, nobody to call, and consider getting a paid one instead. I know it's a couple extra dollars out of your wallet, and that's tough these days. We're all kind of struggling. But if it's an email address that's crucial to your business or to you personally and you cannot live without it, you cannot take that risk. So I make no extra money by giving you a referral in this case. I've just seen so many times where people have come in and lost something that's extremely important to them, and there was nothing we could do to help because it was through a free email service. Consider getting a paid one, and I guarantee you won't regret it. I hope this information helps you guys out. We'll catch you guys on the next quick tutorial.
Thank you very much, Josh. Great advice. And as always, you can go to our Facebook page to replay the stories and get more information. More news coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, and well, as you heard during our Las Vegas correspondent Maria Center's report, it's her birthday today, and everyone here from News 25 wants to wish her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. 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 Happy birthday to you.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam, Discovery Park, and Ducks are enjoying the rebounded temperatures, nearly 60 degrees. Now listen, in some parts of Pahrump, we had a low recently of 12 degrees. Forecast coming up with Kaylee.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Kaylee Bentler in the News 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out our regional weather. Up in Fernley, we saw 51, 50 in Fallon, 51 Carson City, 49 in Tonopah, 50 Goldfield, 62 in Beatty, 68 Amargosa, 62 Las Vegas, and 75 in Death Valley. But over in our paradise at Pahrump, we're currently seeing clear skies at 57 degrees. We hit a high of 65 earlier, winds north-northeast 9 miles per hour, humidity 7%, and the sun rose at 6:51. But we watched it go away just a little bit ago at 5 o'clock on the dot. Expect humidity at 17%, winds east-northeast 7 miles per hour, and with a low of 28. It's very cold. The skies are staying clear. Let's check out the rest of our week. Tomorrow, Thursday, we got sunshine at 59 degrees. And then for our weekend, we see heavy clouds rolling in. Saturday, seeing the most clouds, 59 degrees. And those clouds kind of dissipate for Sunday at 53 degrees. Temperatures take a dip on Monday, 49 degrees, but they bump right back up for Tuesday and Wednesday. Clear skies, landing on 57 degrees on Wednesday. And that is your look at the weather. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you very much, Kaylee. Well, there is a chance of some moisture maybe this weekend, so be careful. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. Make it a great night. I'm Chris Palermo.